Welcome to Yoga for Eating Disorders. My name is Jennifer Kriatsulis, and I'm really so happy that you're able to join me for this practice. Today, I'm going to invite you to get connected with sensation. So much of our healing journey is about coming back to sensation, learning to sense what we're feeling in our bodies, learning to sense hunger and fullness, learning to sense emotions, and then also learning how to respond to those sensations in healthy ways. A lot of the time, we walk around in a space of perception, and perception is not fact, but sensation is what we feel in our bodies. For example, when we feel a stretch in our hamstring or we feel our arms lift over our head, that's a sensation that's happening in real time. And so, learning to be in tune with sensation, to recognize sensation as a fact, to then be able to respond to the sensation that you're feeling in a healthy way, an appropriate way, to pay attention to yourself. And that is one of the many gifts that yoga practice can give us, the gift of learning how to pay attention to ourselves. So I'm going to lead us through a gentle 20-minute movement practice. And throughout it, I'll be inviting you to pay attention to yourself, to noticing the sensations that you feel. And let's just have an experience together. It doesn't have to go any special way. There's no right or wrong, no ideal, no pass or fail. This is just an opportunity to be, to notice, and to sense. All right, I'm going to head back to my mat. So for today's practice, we are going to begin on our backs. So I invite you to come down to your back. And also, always remember for these practices, you're welcome to have any props that you like. I have a block here. Other props that might feel nice for a practice would be pillows or bolsters, blankets or chairs. Whatever you enjoy in your practice, please feel free to have in your space. So come on down to your back and bend your knees, bring your feet underneath of you. Separate your feet a little bit. Bring your arms down by your sides and just take a moment to pause. Take a moment to notice the sensation of your mat under your feet, the sensation of your mat under your hands. Notice the feeling of the mat or the floor underneath of your head and your back. And just know that in this moment, connected to the ground, that you are steady, you are supported, and you're held. So to the best that you can, let go of all effort. Trust that you're held here by the floor. And give yourself a few purposeful breaths. Begin to become aware of your breathing. And you don't need to breathe in any special way. Just breathe in a way that brings some ease into your being. Allow your breath to be gentle. And little by little, just becoming more aware of the sensation of breath. Bring your awareness down to your feet. Press your feet strong into the floor. Press so strong that you start to feel some tension in your legs. And then keep your feet connected, but find some ease in your feet and your legs. And do that again. Notice the sensation of pressing down into the floor with your feet and how that ripples up into your legs. And then do the opposite. Relax. One more time. Press down. Notice that sensation. And find some ease. Do the same thing with your hands now. Press strongly through your hands. Do the opposite. Find some ease. Press down. And find some ease. All right, so now we're going to do some movement with our arms. We're going to sync up the movement of our arms with our breath. As you breathe in, for the length of your inhale, I invite you to reach your arms up and over until the backs of your hands hit the floor. And for the length of your exhale, bring your arms up and over until your palms connect to the floor. And then pause. Come back to noticing the sensation of your hands connected to the floor. And then inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, bring your arms down by your sides. One more time. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, bring your arms back to your sides. Notice your palms on the floor. Come back to your feet. Notice your feet on the floor. Take a gentle breath in and a gentle breath out. Again, a gentle breath in and a gentle breath out. Take your right leg up, and you don't need to make a super straight leg. So I encourage you to have a little bend in your knee so that you're not locking out your knee joint. Roll out your right ankle, stretch out your toes, and bring some awareness to the back of your leg. Perhaps you feel a stretching sensation. And then assess, is that stretching sensation something that's okay to stay with, or does it feel more like pain or striving or pushing? If it's striving or pushing, bend your knee a little bit more. And everyone take a breath in and a breath out. Stay here, or if you'd like, you can take your hands to the back of your leg and take a tiny lift up with your head. And then lower back down. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And just pause here for a second. You're welcome to take your right hand and just gently press into your right leg. Just encourage a little bit of a stretch here. So notice whatever sensation you feel in your body from this gentle movement. Just become aware of it. Breathe with it. And then stay here or draw your knees towards you a little bit. Take your right arm and weave it through. And then take your left hand and your right hand to the back of your left leg or the front of your left shin for a hip stretch. And let's take 3 breaths together. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Bring your left foot down to the floor and bring your right foot down to the floor. Take both hands to your mat and let's repeat that movement with our arms. So for the length of your inhale, reach your arms up and over until the backs of your hands touch down. And for the length of your exhale, bring your arms back, down, palms down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your left leg up, being gentle with your leg. Roll out your ankle, stretch out your toes. Bring your awareness to the back of your leg. Notice any stretching sensation you feel and check in. Is this a comfortable place to be or an okay place to be? Or does it feel painful in any way? If it's painful or you find that you're really pushing yourself, I want to challenge you to back off. Keep your leg lifted and then choose to keep your hands on the floor or take the back of your leg and a gentle lift up. And then lie back. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Take your left hand and very gentle, like very ever so gentle. Just press your hand into your leg, creating a little bit of a tension here between your leg and your hands. I invite you to stay relaxed through your eyes and your jaw. Find a breath in and a breath out. Stay here or begin to lift your bottom foot, bringing your knees towards you. Take your left arm, weave it through. Take the back of your left leg or your right leg or the front of your right shin for a hip stretch. Sometimes these types of stretches have a lot of intense sensation that come with them. So learning to breathe with that is a true gift and a skill. It takes time and patience. So right now, let's breathe together 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time, gentle breath in, gentle breath out. Bring both feet to the floor, both hands to the floor, and let's set up for a bridge pose. So walk your feet back underneath of your knees. You're going to have a little space between your knees. Press down through your feet and your hands and lift your lower body up. Stay connected to the floor through your head and the top of your back. Just lifting to a height that's comfortable for you. Find your breath. And then lower all the way down. And then roll to one side. And let's press up to our knees. We're going to stand on our knees now for gate pose. So in gate pose, our knees are underneath of us and separated a little bit. Arms are by our sides. If this is a lot of pressure on your knees, you're welcome to roll up your mat, make a cushioning. This is also a good pose to bring a blanket or even some type of cushioning underneath of your knees. Let's begin with our right leg. So take your right leg, actually I'll take my left, your right. Take your right leg out to the right. There's some options here of how we can do our leg. We can have our leg with our toes pointed up and a little bend in our knee, or we can turn our toes forward and press the whole bottom of the foot into the floor. So think about which sensation works best for you. Allow your right hand to rest down your right leg. Take your right arm up and side bend. Take a little reach over with your right arm. Take a scan through your body and notice where you feel sensation from this pose. There's no right or perfect place. What is the sensation and where do you feel it? Sensation is not negative body talk. It's pure facts. Words like I feel a stretch or a lengthening. Those types of sensations, those types of words are the ones that we want to get in touch with. And there are many more like it. So what words are coming to you right now? Take a breath in and a breath out. Bring both of your arms up. Come to a T. Look over your other hand, your left hand, and take your left hand on the floor underneath of you. I'm going to be up on my fingertips. That's more comfortable for my wrist, but you can also have your hands flat or make a fist. And take your other arm up. Now we're in a modified side plank. So I invite you to smile and have a little fun in this one. You can float your leg up. You can keep it down low or take it high. You can take your arm over your head. I invite you to create whatever shape you want out of this pose and notice whatever sensation comes with it. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. And then slowly come all the way up. Lower your arms down, bring both knees back to the floor. Take a seat back on your heels. Bring one or both hands to your heart. Check in with what are you feeling in this area of your body where your hands are right now. You might even feel your heart rates increase a little bit from that gate pose. Maybe there's a greater awareness of your breathing, sensation of your hands on your body. Can you notice without judging? Take a breath in and a breath out. Rise up to your knees. And let's do the other side. So take your left leg out. This leg's different than the other one, so check in. Which position is best for you? With your heel on the floor, toes up, knee a little bent, or toes forward and bottom of your foot pressing down. Let your hand fall down your leg. Take your other arm up. Take a reach up, and then a side bend over. Go ahead and observe within yourself. What are the sensations you're feeling right now? Can you breathe with those sensations? Can you soften and ease in to those sensations? Gentle breath in, gentle breath out. Gentle breath in and gentle breath out. Come all the way up, arms out wide. Look over your opposite hand, bring it under your shoulder. Take your other arm up. And then go ahead and have a little fun. Be silly. Float your leg if you want. Keep your toes down. Do something different with your arm. Just tune into the sensation that comes with this playful pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more time, breathe with me. Inhale and exhale. And then rise all the way up. Allow your arms to fall. Both knees down. And let's build a camel pose here. So I'm going to grab my block for this one. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So camel pose is a back bend, and it's really important that we take the time to set it up. Otherwise, we might feel sensations that do not feel so good. Okay? So for me, I like to have my toes tucked. That's more comfortable for me, but you can also have your feet outstretched. I'm going to place a block on the highest setting in between my heels and bring my hands to my low back. So I invite you to think about, for this back bend, it's less about the steepness of the curve and more about the lift up. So as you breathe in, go ahead and lift your heart, roll your shoulders back. Keep your chin a little tucked. You can look up with your eyes to help encourage that lift in your heart. Stay here for a moment and just assess, how does this feel? Can you breathe here? So then there's some options. You can stay right here and really work this lifting in your heart, this beautiful back bend. One thing that I like to do in camel is I like to take one hand and just kind of reach back for that block without twisting my spine too much. And taking the other arm up, really extending up toward the ceiling and a little tiny bit back. You can also take both arms back. If you like to reach for your heels, you can do that. But please be mindful of your back. We haven't done very much back bending at all. So not so warmed up for a deep back bend right now. I'm going to switch out my hands and just find that big lift up, that sensation of the lifting through my heart and my spine. Gentle breath in, gentle breath out. And I'm going to come back with both of my hands supporting my low back. Find that lift in my heart. And then come back to neutral. I'm going to remove my block, sit on my heels for a moment, allow my spine a moment to neutralize, and bring one or both hands to my heart. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breath in, breath out. I invite you to bring your hands to your knees. We're going to do some cat-cows from this position. So as you breathe in, lift your heart, arch your back. Breathe out, round your back. You can hold on to your knees for a little traction. And inhale, lift your eyes and your heart. Exhale, round your back. One more time. Inhale, lift your eyes and your heart. Exhale and round your back. Come to a neutral spine, keeping your knees together or taking them apart. Let's shift into child's pose here. You can walk your hands forward and bring your forehead to the floor. You can also make a shelf for your forehead by stacking your forearms. If there's another arm position you like in child's pose, please feel free to do that. Go ahead and give yourself a good 3 to 4 breaths in this pose. And then slowly rise on up. Come to a seated position. I like to sit on a block for a little elevation. You can grab something to sit on if that's helpful for you too. You can have your legs crossed. Let's set up for a twist. So take your right hand over to your left knee and sit up nice and tall with your other hand a little bit behind you. Barely yanking, barely touching this knee for any kind of yanking purposes. Just sit up tall, allow your spine to twist to a natural place, and notice the sensation that comes from that very natural intention to twist. Take a breath in and a breath out. Come through center and pause, and then go in the other direction. And really gentle, barely using your hands, sitting up tall, finding the twist through your spine. Notice the sensation of twisting. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then come back to center. And I invite you to either have your hands resting on your legs or one or both hands on your heart. Just take a moment to fully pause before rushing out to whatever it is you're going to do next. Give yourself a little space to notice the sensation, or the various sensations that you observed in your practice, that you're observing right now. Remembering these sensations are fact. They're not perception. They're real and they are worthy of your attention. I invite you to stay on your mat as long as you like. If there are some other poses that you're feeling like you'd really love to enjoy right now, go ahead and stay on your mat, enjoy that. Take all the time that you like. You deserve it. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I'm looking forward to seeing you again on the mat. Have a great rest of the day.